Exactly how much do you charge for that set of nails? How do you do the set? What products do you need to create a set like that? How much time does it take you? All of that is going to be covered in this new series called How Much? That is the design by our Young Nails senior mentor, Gloss Boss 23, who busted out this 6 set of nails. This is a great design that did very well on Instagram, and we want to go through the details. So first of all, Tracy, break down for us what products that you're going to use today to execute this design.
So we're going to use Speed Clear to build out a thin shelf. We're going to use cover taupe, and then we're going to cap the cover taupe in clear again. And the reason that's usually a little more steps than I like to do, but the sheerness of the nails that she did was super cool. Okay. Like, it was just a unique way of using the covers. I wish I had thought of it, but it's beautiful. And so we're gonna bust it out.
So, how do you get that sheer look with the cover taupe? Like, because it's a cover powder. It seems like it's meant to be opaque.
It's in the name.
Cover taupe. Well, that's why I'm asking you. Thank you.
So when you
smart ass.
Okay. Just saying. When you typically use cover, right? So when you typically use a cover, I actually bleed out more liquid than I would normally because I want it to be nice and firm. And what that does is it keeps the product setting in place so I can work it and keep the opacity of the product.
Okay, that's normally how you use it.
That would be normally how I use it. And that way it's nice and solid.
Okay.
As a cover.
Okay.
But since we're gonna try to get it more translucent, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get more liquid.
Okay.
Oops. And we're gonna use it more wet. And I'm gonna brush it out versus letting it set up to get more of that translucent look to it. So we're almost just painting it on.
That's interesting. Okay.
Because it's not going to be our strength. The Speed Clear is going to be our strength.
I can see it. You can really see how clear it is on the bottom versus up top. It's really cool. A couple different ways, basically getting a couple different looks.
Yeah, you're getting a sheer nude versus an opaque nude. Brilliant stuff. We got our Speed Clear. And we got our cover taupe.
Okay.
We got our liquid. We're set to go. So we've already prepped and protein bond, so we're good to go.
Okay.
Yep. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give ourselves a nice extension, and we're gonna do it in clear. The reason we're gonna do it in clear is if I built it out in the taupe, I'm probably gonna see this ledge right here. So I wanna give myself a solid platform to work off of.
Cool.
Makes sense?
Makes sense.
Makes sense, bro?
Makes sense, bro. You're not allowed to say bro.
I am. You're a bro.
Don't.
You can't say bro to me. So we're gonna take our clear. Okay. We're not gonna use a ton, because again, we're just gonna build out a thin shelf.
It looks like you're using that pretty wet too.
Yes. Again, I'm just pushing it up, and I'm using it wetter than normal because I don't want to build up that thickness.
Right, I got you.
And let me explain a little bit why we don't want to build it up thick. Is if I build this up thick and then put the sheer taupe and then clear over the top, more than likely I'm gonna file through the taupe and you're gonna see spots or blotches in the final nail.
Gotcha.
So nice and thin. It's just the guide that we're gonna work off of. We're also going to put a very, very tiny amount on the nail bed itself.
Okay, why?
Again, we're working with it really wet because I'm gonna put the cover taupe on, sheer. It's giving me kind of an art look. So probably in a month, I'm gonna wanna file it off. And this way I can electric file it just down to the clear shelf and won't be on their natural nail trying to pick off cover taupe.
Nice.
Now we're set. Normally we'd keep moving on. This would give this time to kind of set up. So we're gonna let this dry a little bit before we move on to the cover taupe. So once we got it set up enough, and this is good enough. It's ready to go.
Okay.
So we're gonna take our cover taupe, again, fairly wet. In fact, so wet it's dripping down. And we're just gonna push it up.
Okay.
Way wetter than I normally work with. Let gravity kind of work with us. We're just blending it down. Brushing it forward.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Getting that nice sheer look. If you notice, I didn't get over concerned about the cuticle area right now. I didn't want that product to sit up on me and not be able to pull it down and get that sheer look that I'm looking for. I can always go back and fill in little spots with wet balls.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just grab a little wet pearl and work it in the cuticle area.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Yep.
But if I sat there and tried to get it at first, the product's gonna set up for me and I'm not gonna get that sheer look.
Got it.
But I just have to fill in little spots.
God, I love how it blends, like when it's
Isn't
still
that pretty?
wet and then it goes, it's just so beautiful.
Just a nice tinge. Let's go a little bit heavier, a little more dark. And just play with it till you get what you're looking for. Make sure our tip has it. And we're good. Now again, I'm gonna cap in clear, but I want it to set up a little bit before I do that so they don't fight against each other.
Got it.
So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cap it in speed clear. We're gonna get our strength that way.
Yeah, so because you put that thin layer of the taupe, this is what's going to give you the proper strength so the nails don't break.
Yep, it'll protect the taupe and it will give us our strength.
It'll preserve the sheer because our clear powders are insanely clear.
Look at you.
I know a thing or two.
Yeah. I like it. He's probably sitting there critiquing how I'm doing it now that he knows. It's like, she should be doing this.
No, I'm looking at it like, this is amazing. That's honestly what I'm doing. It looks really good.
Give ourselves a little more structure right in there. And we're good to go. Just let it dry out and then we'll file. Let's take off the form.
So how long did you have to wait before taking that form off?
Usually by the time you're done with all 10 nails,
It's good to go?
you're ready to rock, yeah.
Got it.
Cool. Wow, this is pretty. Look at that.
It's got wings, Trace.
It's got wings. Let's clip those wings.
What? Oh, that's just the clear from the initial layer that you laid down.
I never, as you can tell, get extremely concerned about the shaping when I'm laying the product because I can take care of it in 2 seconds with a file.
Show us.
So I'm going to use an X-cut bit. You can use your coarse safety bit. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, honestly, when I was trained, I didn't have a coarse safety bit, so I learned with the X-cut, and I love how I can just get in there and clean everything up. We're not going to touch their skin, so it's not going to cut them. So we're just going to come in, come straight down. I'm actually going to come in and just cut it off. Come in and just come up this way and remove all that excess. So you can see, it's all gone. Simple, easy, quick. Now we're just going to go into our shaping. So let's start and get our upper arch going. Make sure our back end is nice and flushed with that cuticle area. Follow through. take down the bulk. Always looking down the barrel. This way I can see all the bumps and lumps. Gives me the perfect point of view by looking down straight this way. We got most of the bulk. Now we're gonna go in with our hand final and refine. We're gonna come straight up and down with the groove. We have our dust line coming straight out. We're good to go on that side. Do the same thing on the other side. Gonna make sure our sidewall is nice and sharp and brought up where it needs to be. We're gonna turn the hand and do the same thing on this side. Getting it nice and straight with our sidewalls. Start our shaping. Taper it in a little bit. And then we're gonna follow through and refine the whole body. Is that better? Or am I still shaking it? I'm always going to turn the customer's finger this way. That way I can make sure that it's nice and straight and that the shape is exactly what I want. And I'm going to turn it and I'm going to look at it from the client's profile. This is when you're going to see any bumps or lumps that are left over that you didn't see by having it facing you. Turn it back over, finish it through, blend it out, and we are done. So let's grab our clear sculptor. I'm going to use the back of my striper brush. We're gonna just take a little dot of it on the back of our brush, and we're gonna put the dot right where we want the stone. We're just gonna place it right in there, push it down, and we're gonna set this for about 5 seconds. After a few seconds, come on out. I'm actually gonna take my protein bond now, put it on the nail. That way we know that finish gel isn't going to chip from the nail.
And is that just like extra security?
It really is.
Like real, I mean, if somebody didn't do that, are they gonna have issues?
As long as they did not smooth the nail out. Don't buff and then try to put a gel. Even don't buff protein bond and try to put gel. Leave it rough. But the protein bond is just that little extra insurance that you're not gonna have any problems.
It takes no time, extra insurance.
Yeah.
Got it.
When in doubt, protein bond. Gonna take our finish gel. I'm gonna show you a little trick that a mentor showed me. We're gonna take that same striper brush. We're gonna take that finish gel, get a nice little coating on the striper brush, and we're gonna go right around the stone. Kind of pushing it into underneath it, where it's a little raised, and that way we know that that finish gel is completely wrapped around the stone and we're not gonna have any problems at all. I'm gonna go ahead and coat the cuticle area since it'll be hard to get the brush in there. Then we can take our finish gel brush and go for it.
Very, very, very clever.
Some people will ask if they should just put the finish gel over the stone. If you put it over the stone, you will lose the shine of the rhinestone. I personally like to cure out finish for 2 minutes. It'll have a really, really high shine, no tack at all. The extra minute, it pays off. Go ahead and pull it out. And we are finished.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started.
Now for the question, Tracy. How much are you charging for that set?
It would start at $75.
Okay, why? What's the reasoning behind that?
Custom color, one, and then you got stones. So it also would depend how many stones that I'm gonna put on there. So typically I charged anywhere from $1 to $5 for stones per stone, because stones are expensive.
Okay, but in the post that Gloss Boss 23 did, there's a lot.
There's a lot of stones.
There's a lot of stones.
There's a lot of stones.
Would you work out a deal with the client if you like?
You totally could.
Yeah.
Like you could set that as a look of the month and go, normally, typically, always put like what you would have charged, doing it for $80, $85 this month, or whatever if you even got 60 for this design should take you about an hour. So if you're making that's really good money too.
Sure.
Personally, I would charge at least $75.
There you go. There it is. $75 for that set.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching is right. If you're a client, that's what you should expect to pay. If you're a nail artist, take this set of nails, take this inspiration from our very own Gloss Boss 23, and go make that money.